nano-texture is a pain in the ass to clean.
I've heard that.
Yeah. I can confirm those rumors.
This is Basic AF, episode 76. Show notes for this episode can be found at basicafshow.com/76. How's it going, everybody? I'm Tom Anderson, and I'm joined, as always, by Jeff Battersby. Hi, Jeff. Are you wrapping Christmas gifts?
No, Tom. We're doing ASMR.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know. It's really great, right?
No, it's really not. Yeah.
Let me scratch my fingernails.
One of these days, we'll just start recording and we'll do like bonus episode stuff, and people will get really creeped out.
It'll be really amazing. Oh my god!
How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right. I'm better every day. My voice
Voice is sounding good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty decent. I still have little transitional things where I, lose my mind or jump back to puberty. Gray-haired dude with
Or cross your legs really tight. I don't know which.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm doing quite well. Continue to make substantial leaps in the way that I am doing. Walking now totally without a walker. Went and saw, this is the theater, the season of theater. So went and saw a Raiders Theater production of basically a little backstory, but post Jane Austen. It's a Christmas 2 years after the end of one of Jane Austen's books. And tonight we saw the upstairs version last night. This is a very long way of saying that I walked with a cane from my car to the theater. Give it a whole advertisement for county players in Wappingers Falls that nobody will be able to see anything because on Monday you'll be listening to this, and it will be the show will be.
I think you did that last show too. You talked about soccer or something. You'd be like,
I talked about
watch the replays.
Right. You can see all the excitement. So anyway, it was. It's a little wobbly still. Like if the road is, or whatever I'm walking on is, angly, I have a tendency to wander a little bit. But I'm really quite good. I'm back to writing. Not great yet because it takes a lot of brain effort. Like I have double vision. Not nearly as bad as it was, but but still not great. Exacerbated by cold, which is great because we're freezing our butts off in the Northeast right now. And heat, which is really interesting. Like I'll sip coffee and be reading in the morning. And there's that sip coffee. Be reading, as is my wont in the morning. Sip coffee and my eyes will go, it makes it hard. I have to close an eye or patch it. But that's getting better as well.
Good.
So anyway, we're really on the mend.
So we're 2 months. Are we at 2 months post?
No, 7 weeks. So next week will be 2 months. Yeah.
Yep. Good.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is actually to think it's been that long ago. But.
Or that short ago, and
right.
to be as well as I am is I'm super grateful. Really am grateful.
Likewise.
I appreciate that, Tom. Thanks.
Hey,
it's good to be.
You know
here.
how we do.
I do. We love each other.
We do.
All right. We fight like brother and sister,
like siblings.
Yeah. I don't know who the sister is in there,
and we really don't.
No,
it makes for good stuff.
Well, we have our moments. I sent you a bunch of AI stuff yesterday, and you're without saying this, it was basically "F you, dude." This stuff is all ridiculous.
Was it F you, dude? It was the writer, dude. Like, not the one that your friend wrote. I thought that was really
yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And the other one,
shout out, by the way, to Jeff Fisher. We should maybe post that in here.
We could do
that. It was really good.
About education, AI, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Really, really thoughtful Substack piece that Jeff wrote. So we'll post that here. It was really good.
Cool. All right. Well, this episode, we are... See, I actually did a little high-pitch thing there, too. This episode, we are going to be revisiting our Apple gear that we use day in, day out, and kind of grading that. We last did this July 2024, so just about 18 months ago. Okay. And so we thought it'd be fun to revisit. We've got some new stuff. We've still got a bunch of the old stuff. And
which, by the way, I was going to say, which, by the way, is the interesting thing about Apple stuff is, you don't need to upgrade every year. Hardly.
No, and we update. I update way more than I should. But
so do I. But
nerd life.
That being said.
Right. Most people don't need to do that.
Riley Hill, where are you?
Yeah, my man.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that, and I think it's going to be fun just to kind of see. So do you want to kick us off? Maybe we can start with the Mac stuff that we're using.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of work our way through the lineup.
Yeah, so that's fine. So just to lead off, nobody stole my stuff this year, so I don't really have anything new. I'm still using an M1 Mac Mini here in the studio, which I love. I'm tempted to get the new one, but I have really no justifiable reason to do that, so I will be a good boy and won't. Not to mention that there's a shout out to the GoFundMe. Not really working presently, so anybody that wants to send me money for this little period of time, I'd be grateful for that. That's my PSA for the moment. But so M1 Mac Mini here in the studio with it's a Dell display that works really nicely, really good quality. Not as nice as my studio display is upstairs, but otherwise, more than sufficient for where I'm at. So I've got that connected down here. An M2 MacBook Pro that, I was graciously gifted by the thieves at the no longer existent In-N-Out Burger on Hagenberger Road. So those are the two things that I'm using the most Mac-wise. So M1 Mac Mini and then the M2 MacBook Pro.
14?
Bottom, what's that?
14-inch?
Yeah,
MacBook
14.
Pro. Okay.
Yep. Great screen, great tool. I'm really just doing writing on it, occasionally recording a podcast, but it's more than sufficient for the things that I'm doing. I'm not doing music. I'm not making videos. I'm not doing anything that requires the horsepower that M2 has, but it is excellent. I'm really happy with those. So those are my main machines, which Apple would hate you calling it a machine. Those are my main computers. How about you?
So I still have the Mac Mini M1. It's on my desk. Still works great. I mean, no issues. Like you, I don't really push it very hard processor-wise. I'm not doing much that needs GPU, CPU to be the latest and the greatest. It's the 16 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte storage.
Are you using that 1 terabyte?
I'm using most of it because I kind of use it as my local copy of all my iCloud stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I back that up to a hard drive that's attached. It's my Time Machine backup, and then Backblaze runs on that one as well and sends all that stuff up to them for offsite backup.
Gotcha.
But it's starting to get a little tight. I've got 150 gigs left, maybe.
Okay.
The biggest thing, I wish it had another 1 or 2 USB-C ports. It has 2 USB-C ports and I think 2 USB-As. Is what that shipped with back then, which is mostly fine. But like I've got a couple other hard drives I plug in from time to time. Like I back up the show archives to a separate drive and then delete them off the main drive because they're not that important really. We're not going to go back to those more than likely. And so,
remix.
Right. And So I've got to disconnect something to plug that in because I've only got the two. And my studio display is plugged into one. So that really leaves me with one. And so I considered maybe getting like a dock or one of those CalDigit hubs that's got a bunch of stuff on it. But then I looked at the price, and this is an oddity for Apple products, it would make more sense to buy a new Mac Mini that's got more USB-C ports because they're so well priced. They're
crazy inexpensive. I won't say cheap.
Yeah.
They're really super computers. By the way, I lied. I have an M2 Mac Mini, not an M1.
Okay. So I'm not sure what I'll end up doing with that. I probably won't buy the hub thing. I'll probably just at some point buy a Mac Mini that's got 2 terabytes storage. So I've got some more headroom there for the next 4 or 5 years. But again, they're so well priced for what it is that I think is great. Laptop-wise, I've got the 16-inch MacBook Pro M1 Pro chip, 16 gigs of RAM.
Oh, wait, you have the Pro chip in that.
Mm-hmm. I think the 16 only has the Pro and the whatever they call the Ultra Max. Their names are confusing.
Weird.
It's like because it's the iPhone 16 Pro Max or 17 Pro Max, but then they've got the chips that are M1 or M5, M4 Pro, Max, Ultra, whatever. I don't think there's an extreme. Yeah, it's out of control. So just think, it's hard for us, and we're looking at this stuff a lot, and it's hard for us to keep track of. Imagine, and especially when you get into MacBook Pro, M4 Pro, and it's weird.
Yeah, and by the way, who cares?
Yeah.
Honestly, you get the thing, you use it, and that's the end of it. I honestly don't think about it that much after I have made that initial decision about whatever it is I'm going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So, and it's been really good. Like, I don't have any complaints about it. I don't use it a whole lot. Like, I bring it in here to the pod closet when we do the show because I run everything through that. And it is heavy. But it's the big screen, which I wanted because when I wanted to work on it, the 14's a little too small. But yeah, it's fine. Like I'm not sure. Like if I had to replace it, I'd probably just get like a MacBook Air and maybe the 15-inch model of that. Because I think those are really great too.
Solid, super solid.
Mm-hmm. So what I might do is when I upgrade the Mac Mini that's on my desk is I might just put it here in the studio, the closet, and just attach it to the desk, like strap it underneath or something, so it's always here, and then figure out what to do with the laptop. I don't know. We'll get into my mobile computing discussion or thoughts as we progress. But so that's what I've got. Happy with everything. No complaints hardware-wise. In a future episode, we're going to talk some more about the new operating systems and what we think. And I've got some, just some thoughts on Tahoe and stuff, but nothing is awful. But so that's it for me. For Mac, I think I'm good. Yeah, I don't really use my Mac a whole lot at home. I use it all day at work because I've got the MacBook Air, so I use that at my desk. But at home, I don't use Mac a whole lot.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I use it a ton at home because I work from home.
Right.
And then bring it with me to the bar when I'm doing stuff. Go there and for inventory and things like that, we use an Apple Note, which I might be going to the bar today just to kind of hang out and, wears me out, some of that stuff, all the business that's going on and how noisy it can be. So I'm just trying to build myself up to a good place where I can do that. Anyway, that's a little side note, but it's, my Mac travels with me everywhere. And I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. Mac is in a great spot.
I think so.
Considering, remember back the Intel days, like especially 2016 to 2020, where they were like, what's going on with the Mac? And people were wondering because the Mac Pro hadn't been updated forever. And they were like, well, what is the deal with it? And they were having the thermal issues because they insisted on the MacBook being so thin and the Intel chips were so hot. So you heard the fans run all the time and the keyboards were awful and all that stuff. So glad to see that we're we've moved well beyond that. I mean, it's night and day.
Apple's chips, I think, have changed the Apple world. Really, they've done a lot by doing that. So,
all right,
Tommy, you got a new iPad.
I did. So, I picked up the iPad Pro M5 maybe 2 months ago now. Yeah. Got the new Magic Keyboard, Apple Pencil Pro. There's the Pro again. A lot of money. Did trade in my M2 iPad Pro.
Okay.
And we talked about this, like, we even did a little bit here. Certainly didn't need to upgrade. I mean, the M2 iPad Pro, if you have that, is perfectly fine. But I will say, I love this thing so much.
Okay. Talk to me.
It is phenomenal. Like, and I remember when the M4 iPad Pro was released, and that's when they moved to the new thinner design. Mm-hmm. And I think we did talk about this with Riley when he was on. It's like, it's that trade-off between battery life and the thinner device. And so they kept it at about the 10 hours that it's been since the very first iPad came out, I think. And so at that point I was like, gosh, I don't know, maybe they should have kept it thicker and gotten you 12 to 14 hours of battery life or something. And the way that I use the iPad, it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. Because I don't use it for 6-7 hours straight. Right. So, like, I don't run into that. Now, people who do, like, if it's their primary thing and they're on the road and they're,
maybe
right. That's a bigger thing, and I understand that, and I'm not trying to diminish that at all. But for my use case, it's not much. It hasn't been an issue at all, unlike the battery life in my iPhone 16 since iOS 26, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But it really has made a difference in the thinness and the lightness of it, particularly with the Magic Keyboard. So now it is about the same as the MacBook Air 13-inch model.
Okay.
So pretty light, and especially when you take it out of the keyboard. But
the keyboard's hefty. Makes sense, by the way, because it needs to be able to, basically anchor the iPad to whatever you're working on. But it's pretty crazy. Even in my old one, that's you take it out of the keyboard, and suddenly it's a super light little pad.
Yep. Yeah, and sometimes if you leave it in that keyboard and you don't take it off the keyboard very often, when you do take it off, you're almost like, oh wow, I forgot how light this was. But yeah, really great, really happy with it. A lot of refinements to the keyboard between this model and the earlier ones that we had, like the very first gen with the really clicky trackpad and everything that we've talked about, so we don't need to go back into that too much. But yeah, really, really great. So when I'm at home, that's my primary device typically.
Okay.
Not to say I don't use the Mac at all, but 90% of the time easily is on the iPad, especially, I'll hook it up to the studio display, use it at the desk. Before, when I did that, because that first trackpad wasn't very good, I would use my Magic trackpad and then a keyboard and all that, and it was a bit of a setup thing. But what I've done with this one, because it is really nice, is I just plug it in to the monitor and then just use the Magic Keyboard case as, do that with everything.
Nice.
Yeah, it works out really well. The new pencil's good. Like I was perfectly happy with the other pencils, so I wouldn't have bought a new pencil if I didn't have to. So that was kind of crappy, but I mean, it's a great pencil and it works well. But overall, love it. Like, it's great. iPad OS 26, the new windowing stuff, which has been a little divisive here and there depending on how you use your iPad. For me, especially, not so much on the just using the iPad and the Magic Keyboard case by itself, but when it's hooked up to the studio display is great. Sometimes you can step back and look when you get your windows organized, especially now because Tahoe's got the really rounded corners on the windows too. Sometimes you look at it, you go, yeah, it looks almost just like my Mac does. And it works well. Like, I've not really had any issues, besides the early, bugs in 26.0, 26.1, but overall good.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm still like I said, nobody stole my stuff this year, so I'm still using the same iPad. I am very happy with it. There's nothing wrong. I will say that I eyeballed the 11-inch after our conversation with Riley 2 weeks ago or 2 episodes ago. Just because it seemed interesting to me, but I'm not ready to make that leap yet, and I really want to get one of those in my hand to see how it would be editing wise, because I'm really using that as a piece of paper, which honestly, especially with the new preview in iOS 26, iPad OS 26, also confusing names. I mean, it makes sense, but good God,
there's a lot.
50 names. It's like calling your kids, and you end up calling the dogs before you pull your kids.
Say every name but the right one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's because we're old. Let's be honest.
I guess. I don't know. It's too many names.
Remember, my grandmother used to do that, and we'd laugh and be like, "You'll eventually get
here. You are.
Here we are." Yeah. It's like great.
So, and as I said in the Riley episode, use rock paper pencil, and that it's a really good tool for me, particularly post stroke, where my writing's fortunately not bad, but there's definitely some learning curve for getting back to kind of writing with a pencil. So that resistance for me makes a big difference, and then peel it off when I'm watching a movie or something like that. Same situation for me. Haven't changed anything. Really, the only change I've made, Tom, is I got really like a month before I had the stroke, I got the new Apple Watch Ultra. Not really that different, other than I will tell you, I love the black.
Nice.
That's and I've been concerned, as you said you were, about dinging it up or doing anything like that. But that's the only new thing that I've gotten, and so I'm really on the same equipment, and I'm going to say this again. We just said it a few minutes ago, but that's kind of the beauty of Apple: is you buy something, it's going to last you 6 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. Like it's it can still be in circulation for a good long time, and you can get a PC for way less in some cases, but that PC also build quality and that kind of thing. A year and a half later, you're buying something new anyway. So,
and tip of the hat to Apple for maintaining software compatibility on the older devices for as long as they do. Like they go back quite
about
a ways.
10 years. Yeah.
Now the Mac they've started to tighten up a little bit with Mac OS Tahoe. Like they're only maybe the 2020 Intel versions, which was right before the changeover to Apple Silicon. So they have tightened that up a little bit. But I think that is because of that transition. Like if you look at the phones and the iPads and stuff, they go back quite a ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I still have the first gen Ultra. It's in the titanium finish. So let's see, this is the Ultra 3. They didn't do an Ultra 1 year, so they went Ultra, nothing, Ultra 2, Ultra 3. So I guess this is 4 years old at this point, which is nuts. It's like, really? 4 years already? Mm-hmm. 3 or 4. But it's fine. Like watchOS 26 is a little sluggish on it, but hopefully they'll tune that with 26.2, 26.3, and we'll see. I do intend to upgrade next fall. So when the 4 comes out, like if they stick with the 3, I might try to ride out another year till they get to the 4. But otherwise, it's fine. And I will tell you, I have banged this thing on doorways and cabinets and desks and you name it, and it's held up extremely well. Like I still don't have a single scratch on the display.
That's amazing. It's a solid display, I think, is part of the deal. It's really
and I love it. Like I went back and looked at our notes from like the transcript from this show, this topic we did back last year in July, and I talked about it then too. But I had the Series 7, and they made that a little softer. The display
the
glass, and so that it wouldn't crack as easy, I guess. But it would scratch to hell. I mean, it's like just the slightest little thing, and it would be like scratch.
Scratchy.
But this, and I think part of the two is this is flat, and so it doesn't have those rounded corners that are sticking out to catch things. So the case catches most of the beating that this takes. But yeah, really happy with it. Love it. It's been great. Bigger display is good. So I think going forward, unless something changes in the product line, I'm just going to stick with the Ultras. I like those.
Yeah, no, I'm happy, and I'll say even less ambivalent. I am wearing this watch now with joy. I don't know if you want to call it that. There are things about it that I really do like. I did not on this watch. I had cellular on the other one for a while. It was unneeded, and honestly, like, you think it would transition very quickly from your phone to its own cellular. But I would often be in places where I go, you're not connected to the internet. It's like, you're supposed to be a cell phone. You're supposed to be on all the time. You should be able to do whatever you need to do. So it just didn't add up for me. So I dropped that. Did not need to.
Yeah, I've not turned that on. I think I did once on, I don't know if I ever did, actually, because I am never in a spot where I really need it. Like, I always take the phone.
Right.
Speaking of,
yes,
let's talk about the phones.
Okay. We're both on older versions.
Right. Slightly.
You're not slightly. I'm on a 15. So.
Right.
So, which is honestly fine. Battery life getting a little wonky. But I also do use the built-in feature that one optimizes battery life, so that's a good thing. But the other thing is it also, I only charged 80%. I've got that feature turned on, so I am now charging sometimes midday and post-stroke on my phone a lot more than I was. That's kind of become my primary. Probably should use the iPad, but it's become my primary tool. Like, I'm not reading a physical paper anymore on the weekends. I'm reading the New York Times and Washington Post and all that stuff on my phone. So it's on the whole time. I, unlike my children, have not dimmed my screen to almost unreadable. The kid things like, can you brighten that a little bit? My eyeballs can't see what you're trying to show me. But I have a 15 Pro Max. It's perfectly suitable for what it is that I need it for, which is phone calls. Yes, Tom, I still do phone calls. I know you don't. Yeah, right. Shocking. FaceTime with family members. For a while, I was recording a little report every single night. I've, as of this week, decided to move that to once a week. I think it was getting to be a little redundant. So I use it for that, and a little 1 minute, hey, here's where I'm at, here's what's going on kind of thing. But I'm using it a lot more for those kinds of things than I had in the past. So battery life's a little sucky, but other than that, it's more than sufficient for what I need, which, again, points to the fact that Apple does support these devices for a good long time.
Yep. So when you eventually decide to upgrade, think you'll go back to the smaller display? Because I know before we've talked, you may even just drop down to like the 17 Pro. I know you're not upgrading to the 17, or not the 17 Pro, but like the 17, like the non-Pro models. Yeah,
I'm not sure yet what I'll do. The only reason I got the Pro Max was because the camera,
right?
And now the cameras are even pretty much across the board of the Pro models, and even the ones that are in the 17s, quite good. I don't know if I'll need to do that. It is the camera that I have with me most often, although I am regularly using a Nikon Z5 that I picked up used. And I'm quite happy with that. 2 lenses. which I really am just trying to use one of them at this point in time. So I'm, again, shout out to Chris Freitag, who kind of got me back on the physical camera gravy train, and I'm really happy about it. But often, the videos that I'm doing, the occasional photograph that I just need to take on the fly, that phone's in my pocket. So that's the camera that I use. And I'm quite happy with that. So I don't know. We'll see what the cameras are in the next versions of the iPhones. But I don't even know if I'll need to upgrade them.
Right.
Or whether I can afford to, which is another story these days. That's
right.
Another... come tariffs, whatever.
Evaluate that at the time and see where we're at.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm in no mad rush at this point in time. I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I've got the 16 Pro Max, which very happy with. Like it's been great. Aside from the battery life issues I have been having.
You're still having those.
Yep. Since iOS 26 public release.
Which
is what's odd. Like betas were okay, which has me think. So the pattern that I've noticed with this is that overnight when I've got the sleep mode on, it's fine. Like drops down a few points because nothing's on. I mean, it shuts down everything. And then during the day, it drops because I don't charge fully every day. I go to 85, I think it is. But by the end of the day, I'm down to 30%. But I've only got like an hour of screen time use. And you can just see the chart. And I thought it was maybe just me. And of course, I looked at Reddit and threads and stuff, and some people are still having the same issue. I have not put the 26.2 public beta on. That should be coming out next week, more than likely. They just dropped the release candidates this week as we record, which is December 6th. So that should be coming out soon. So I'm going to wait to see what that does. I feel like it's something that, because during the betas, like the applications, unless you're on test flight with some developers that are testing new features, don't get to tie into the new features in the operating system, really. And so I'm wondering if it's a combination of applications plus new features, because it didn't start until 26.0 public release, and then the apps were updated to support some of that new stuff. So I feel like it's something related to that. And obviously not everybody's having this issue, so it's not just the operating system. So what I'm going to do is do the 26.2 update, see if that helps. If that doesn't, I'm going to just reset it and back up everything and just do a clean start, see what that does. But I thought about doing it already, but I was like, well, let's see, because that's kind of a pain. I mean, it's not awful, but so we'll see. That should be out this week. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. But otherwise, it's great. I love the cameras. It does everything I need to do. So we'll see. I know we've talked before about maybe a foldable coming out.
Doesn't appeal to me at all.
The price tag doesn't appeal to me, which they're saying it's probably going to be $2,000 plus, which doesn't surprise me. But
phone?
More importantly, though, to go back to what you were just talking about, is the camera. This is my camera, right? Like I've got a Sony ZV-10 or I think is what it is. Don't use it a whole lot because my phone's just with me all the time. So that is my camera. So I don't really want to sacrifice too much on the camera side of things, because I do use all the lenses on it. I use the 0.5, the 1, the 2, the 5. I know now on the 17s, I think it's 1, 2, 4, 8, something like that. But so if there's compromises on the foldable with the camera, that kind of is another reason why I wouldn't want to splurge for that. And it's a first gen, and it's just like with the iPhone Air. If they make a second one, which who knows, because the rumors say it's not doing well, but whatever. They're going to add a second camera to it, and then just to get the first gen people to buy. Hey, no, I like the camera. I'm glad it's back. I was like, yeah, I know, I understand that, because that especially I don't know, but so we'll see. I'd like to maybe stretch out to the whatever comes after the the 18 because they're talking about maybe like a 20th anniversary being remember the iPhone 10, how drastically different it was because the home button went away and everything. So we'll see, to be determined. But otherwise, besides that weird battery thing, very happy with it. Accessory-wise, Jeff, let's talk about AirPods and HomePods, and we won't talk about the AirPods Pro.
Still Beats, same ones that I used to mow the lawn that I was using to mow the lawn last year or 18 months ago. Not that different. AirPods Pro 2 that I love. They're really good. I know you're on the 3s now, but we'll talk about that in a second. I have not gotten any new HomePods or HomePod minis. So, and I don't really need them. These things work great. Even the original HomePod, it was a little dodgy for a couple of
years.
Yeah, we can say that. Like it seemed unattended. That's like Apple was not really paying attention to it for a while, but it's actually, it seems to be pretty solid now. iOS 26 or iPad OS 26 or Mac OS 26, depending on which I'm using to kind of stream to it, which is normally the way I do it. I don't get my HomePods because I've even got a stereo receiver that, works with AirPlay. So I, for a while it was not syncing well. It was doing weird things when it would sync, but it's now like they all work. They work really well together. So not much talk about it, but I think Apple under the covers has done a lot with AirPlay that has now or is now making those older HomePods better. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
How about you?
I've still got the same stuff. So I've got 2 HomePods in the house. I've got 2 HomePod minis in the garage gym out there. Use those way more than the ones indoors. Once I got the studio display, I've just defaulted to using the speakers in the studio display,
which are really good.
Which are really good, yeah.
Which I have a studio display too. I really like it.
Yeah, and so it's just simpler to do that versus go do the streaming stuff because it sounds good enough. Not as good as the HomePods, but good enough. Probably better than the HomePod minis, I think. But so yeah, they work fine in the garage. Studio display we just talked about. I picked that up about a year ago. Love it. There's a rumored update coming maybe this year, which is one of the things they added to the iPad Pro M5 was support for 120 hertz external displays. So people were like, oh, there must be a faster studio display refresh rate coming. So that'll probably come out. I guess my biggest complaint with the studio display is that it's annoying to switch between devices. You have to plug the other one in.
Right.
Which, I don't know, 2025 with everything Apple's done, seems like they could find a more elegant way to handle that.
Well, yeah. Do you have trouble with it? Usually it defaults to the Mac, and then if I unplug the Mac, it goes to the iPad. I've got them both plugged into my display.
I've never done that.
Yeah. No, I've got them both plugged in. So I haven't had any trouble with that. And then if I unplug everything and plug my phone in, my phone hops up there too. So it's, I haven't run into that. So you might want to try.
Yeah, but otherwise,
plug the Mac and see it. Yeah, it's a good display. Great. Did you get nano-texture or no nano-texture?
No.
Nano-texture is a pain in the ass to clean.
I've heard that.
Yeah. I can confirm those rumors. It really is just.
Would you buy it again?
The nano-texture, because of where it sits, yeah.
Okay.
If I change the direction or if I moved it down here to the basement, no, I wouldn't need it.
Okay.
I wouldn't need it, Jeffrey
but I like it.
His closet doesn't need a nano-texture display. It needs to be able to clean the blood splash.
Right. I was about to say that too. So yeah, happy with that. HomePod's good. AirPods Pro 3, nice upgrade, especially coming from the first gen Pros that I had. I have noticed after some usage, like initially, remember I said the the new material or the foam infusion they've got on the tips, and that they weren't as itchy as the first ones that I had, the first gen. They've started to get a little bit, but not much. Like I was like, crap, I hope this isn't a trend. And then they become insufferable. And then I've got to go buy some of the Comply memory foam tips. But so far I haven't had to do that. I don't use them a ton. Usually it's just when I'm indoors riding the Rogue bike, for 30 minutes, a couple times a week, put them on, watch stuff on the iPad.
Yep.
So not a whole lot. I did use them when I was mowing, but of course it's winter now, so I'm not mowing for a while, which I'm happy about that. So yeah, overall they're good. No problems. Places have them on sale for the holidays too. Like Amazon had them for, I don't know, $50 off or whatever it was. So shop around if you're still looking for ideas for gifts or for yourself. Treat yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Merry Christmas.
Is there anything else? I think we have covered it. Vision Pro, I'm not going to talk about.
Come on, do you use it?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Put it on once in a while, do the updates. Like if there's a new immersive short film they put out, I'll watch that. Like they did one for Maine, which was very pretty. They did one for Formula One stuff, right around the time that F1 movie came out. They did something for that. No, they did a short for that, but then they did one for, I think it was motorcycle racing.
Okay.
That they did. So do that, but not much more than that.
Okay. Cool.
I thought about selling it, but at this point, it's like, well, if they discontinue it, I'll be like, look, I've got the old Vision Pro that they discontinued.
Right. You got it in a box, kind of like the Cube. I got a Cube in my basement.
Yeah, still got the box. It's right up here to my right. So I'll stick it back in there. But every now and then I do check it out. I thought about buying that new strap, like the head strap.
Yeah.
But it's $100, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not sinking any more money into it.
Yeah, fair.
So
appreciate you for leaning in, Tom. That was good choice.
I put it on and it's like, wow, this is really cool. And then I use it and it gets hot. It's heavy, and it's Gen 1. And again, not surprised by any of that, but
yeah, no, you knew what you were getting into when you got into it. So, all right,
okay,
all right, Tom.
I think that's it, Jeff.
I think that rounds us up. Yeah, I will. So feedback at basicafshow.com. That's where you can get to us, and we appreciate it when you contact us. As we said in the last episode, we got a nice bit of feedback regarding iPad windowing. So thank you, and look forward to hearing from you about anything or what gear you're using. I'm going to send a reminder out here. The last episode we did was about my stroke, and I really think that's a valuable episode. So if you have not listened to that yet, we highly recommend that you trip back to that, because there's a lot of good information. Yes, it's specific to my, stroke, my event. But it's valuable, I think, for anyone having any kind of medical emergency. So just want to re-up that. We've had a lot of people listen to it, over 250 downloads on that episode. So that's a good number, and expect to see more as time goes on. But please do check that out. It's worth your while. Could maybe save you something worse than what happened to me, which was bad, but I'm good, if that makes any sense. Psychokinetics show music, and you can find Psychokinetics and Celsius 7, the front man and my youngest brother. You can find them on, basically other streaming platforms. We recommend Apple Music because Spotify sucks in terms of what they pay people who create music and things like that. And then we have Random Art Design for our show logo, which I'm proudly sporting on a piece of swag that Tom sent me. I've got a nice sweatshirt with Basic AF Show. Our little logo, fat and big on the front of the sweatshirt, and I like it. I'm cozy. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome, sir. All right, that is it. So thanks for hanging out with us this episode. Just kind of a little preview for our next show. Joe Moyer is going to be joining us, and it will be our third annual, which is wild. We've been doing this show this long. Crazy. Third annual Favorite Things of the Year show. So he's going to be on with us for that. That will be released Christmas week, so December 22nd.
Okay, yeah, right before Christmas, so you can run out and get those last little...
Exactly. Spend some money. You're welcome.
Woohoo, you're welcome. That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. So until the next episode, have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, and we will see you then.